You are listening to Productivity Straight Talk with your host, Amber De La Garza. Amber is a sought-after productivity coach, trainer, speaker, and writer who gives entrepreneurs the straight talk on personal productivity. No BS, fluff, or overused jargon. Just actionable strategies to get results and succeed in business. And here is your host, Amber De La Garza, the Productivity Specialist.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to Productivity Straight Talk. Today is episode 249. 15 actions to lead your team effectively. If you're a business owner who wants to learn effective business strategies, improve time management, and elevate your productivity to maximize profits, reduce stress, and make time for what matters most, then you're in the right place, and I'm so glad you've joined me. We're going to be diving into the topic of what it takes to lead your team effectively so that you can get the results you want from your team. And now, let's get to the straight talk. The saying, "It's not you, it's me," could be true for you and thus impacting your business. If you're not getting the results you want from your team members, it could be because you're falling short in the leadership department and not executing on the necessary actions it takes to lead your team efficiently. So that's what we're going to cover today. 15 actions to lead your team effectively. Coming in number one, and oh so very important, is make time. Leading others takes time. Leading others takes investing time in others. And as a reminder, you as a business owner will find your highest value activities in one of the 4 buckets, the crucial buckets in your business that I've identified. Bucket number 4 is leadership, leading your team. Just as a quick reminder, the buckets are marketing, sales, servicing your clients, and leadership. And the 4th bucket is so important, and yet it's the very thing that we may be most reluctant to invest our time into. However, any big dreams or accomplishments that you're looking to achieve in your business, I truly believe is going to be by investing in others, and that takes time. In fact, you may find that many of the other actions that I'm going to share with you today require that you make time to actually take action. Coming in, number 2, communicate clearly, directly, and consistently. We want to be able to communicate what we want and what we need. We want to be able to communicate what the vision is, the outcome, the goals. Clear communication enables you to show up as your best self, your best leader, and allows your team to perform at their best. Number 3, delegate tasks and projects. Delegate the things that you don't want to do, or maybe the things you don't have time to do. Or perhaps they're the things that you are not skilled at doing, but the business needs that. The business needs you to focus on other high-value activities, and thus it requires you to delegate tasks and projects. Just because you've hired someone doesn't make you naturally skilled at delegating. It is a skill set, an action that I really want you to focus on, because too often do we tell ourselves, oh, that just takes too much time to slow down and delegate. Oh, I can do it better myself. Let me just do that. And what we're doing is robbing the opportunity of investing in others in our team to be able to become as skilled or even more skilled in those areas of our business than we are, because we're robbing them of those opportunities. And more so, you're robbing yourself of the opportunity to be able to invest your time, energy, and attention in activities that only you can do. So to lead your team effectively, we want to be able to consistently delegate tasks and projects. Number 4, be decisive. Indecision slows you, the team, and the business down. Indecisiveness often can create frustration for those who actually want to support you and your business. Showing up, making a decision, and then clearly, directly communicating that is key. But being decisive and not going back and forth or avoiding making decisions will truly allow you to lead your team. Number 5, follow through and follow up. Create a follow-up system to add accountability and ensure that the delegated tasks and projects that you have delegated are getting done. This is important because, for example, if you asked a team member to complete a project by Friday, and Friday comes and goes and you never get an update, ask for an update, next week, you roll into next week, nothing is said, out of sight, out of mind, and do that a couple times, the next time that you request something to be done by a specific date, that employee or team member may be like, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to go above and beyond to hit that deadline because the deadline comes and goes and they don't even notice. So making sure that you have a way to follow up and follow through with the things that you're saying you will do, as well as the things you've asked others to do, will create a team of accountability. Number 6, empower. Encourage your team members to make decisions, vocalize their ideas, solve their own problems. Empowering team members takes a lot off of your shoulders. By empowering team members, you are not only making an investment to get your time back, but you're also making an investment to get bandwidth back. When you are the only one that's coming up with ideas, making decisions, solving problems, that can weigh you down. It's going to weigh you down and use your limited resources of time, energy, and attention on things that could possibly be solved by someone else. So you really want to empower the team that you are open to their ideas, you are open to their solutions. And the win-win is that they own the role and the responsibility in your company, and you have someone else on the team you can depend on. Number 7, highlight their strengths and talents. Lean on your team for what they're skilled at. Find out what their special skill set is and ask yourself, is that skill set useful in the business? Can we double down on that special skill set? How can you highlight it and recognize that skill set and use it to its maximum capacity to serve the business? And most likely it will do something for the employee. And what I mean by that is if the employee is skilled at something specific and they can serve in that way, that makes it a more enjoyable job for them. So highlighting their strengths and talents is a win-win for your business and the team member.
Hey, do you feel like running your business is a constant struggle and you're sick of doing it all alone? It's time to get support. Go check out Amber's business coaching and training program, Leverage Lab. It's designed to help you take back control of your business and propel you to even greater success without having to sacrifice your personal life. If you want to increase profits, reduce stress, and run a business you actually love, go hit pause, click the link in the show notes to find out more, and grab your spot in Leverage Lab.
Number 8, build trust. Both ways. Give team members the opportunity to be trusted. I want you to look for the good. What are they doing well that can fill up your trust jar? And I consider it a trust jar at work, but you may have heard the saying love tank. My love tank is empty. I need to be topped off. Maybe that means an extra hug or something kind where your significant other is going out of their way. In your business, we have this symbol of a jar. And I believe that it gets credited and it gets debited. And oftentimes we debit out a whole lot when some part of the trust is broken, or we debit it out because that's what we're thinking of in that moment. But if you think of it as a jar and you're looking for the good, I want you to make deposits on a regular basis to find positive proof that you can trust that team member. And by doing that, it will allow you to give them more opportunities to be trusted. Now, I said build trust both ways. How can you show up your best to build trust with the team members? How can they trust you're going to do what you say you're going to do, that you are going to show up for them, that you are going to be consistent for them? What do they need from you to feel like they can trust you as well? Building trust both ways is incredibly important to leading your team effectively. Number 9, provide feedback and corrective criticism. Mistakes will happen. 100% absolutely with certainty, mistakes will happen. The question is, how will you handle them? Because how you handle when mistakes happen matter. They matter because it could turn into a coaching opportunity. It can turn into an opportunity to empower them, course correct them, provide feedback, or that mistake can turn into something that is incredibly negative. And the way you show up when that happens matters on how you lead your team effectively. Number 10, establish and clearly communicate your boundaries. I want you to think of boundaries like, when can they contact you? What's the open door, closed door policy? In what methods do you want to be contacted? Is it text? Is it phone call? Is it email? How do you want them to pull you into challenges that are in the business? Really, the list is endless, and we've talked a lot about boundaries here at Productivity Straight Talk. But ensuring that you have boundaries with your team members, boundaries such as if they come in late, are you going to address it so that they don't feel like they didn't say anything, so I'm going to come in late tomorrow and the next day and the next day? Or are they taking longer lunches? Or are they not clocking their hours when you're asking them to track their time and you look the other way? Those are all, in a sense, boundaries that are being breached because you've asked or have some expectation. And so how are you going to not just establish them, clearly communicate them, but hold those boundaries with team members? Boundaries are also important in the context of we want to get to know our team members, and we're definitely going to get to know and care for them on a personal level because we are a small business, and that is the upside of being a small business. But what are those boundaries that you are choosing that determine personal versus business boundaries? Number 11, coach them through their problems, don't solve them. When a team member comes to you with a challenge or a problem, it is an opportunity to coach them. It's an opportunity to build up their confidence. So when they ask you how to solve a situation or what do you want them to do, and these can come in all shapes and sizes and forms, I know that your knee-jerk reaction is to solve it because it may be so easy for you to solve because you're more experienced, because it's your opinion, because you are intimately involved in the business. But if you keep solving their problems, they will not be empowered to solve their own. So when they come to you, it's a great coaching opportunity by simply asking them, what solutions do you propose? How do you propose we handle it? What options are on the table to solve this? Some variation of that is that they are having a challenge or a problem and they want to go put that in your lap. And instead of picking it up and fixing it, I want you to put it back in their lap and ask them what or how they suggest solving the problem. And in that moment, they will be able to find their voice. They will be able to share something with you. And whatever they share with you, it's either going to be something that you support and you can voice that and it builds their confidence, Or maybe the recommendation is a little off, but then you can provide instant real-time feedback on why you may make a different decision or have handled it in a different way. And that in itself turns this into a learning, coachable moment. But again, it goes back to making the time and seeing this as an investment and slowing down and not doing a quick fix, but truly looking at it as an opportunity to invest in them by not solving their problems. Number 12, give them what they need to be successful. Find out what they need to feel supported. Is it training, coaching, technology, feedback? Perhaps it's a new hire. Your team member is not feeling supported because they're overworked. Do they need to understand the vision? Do they need to be part of the vision so that they can be successful in your business? Do you need to provide them with more details to do a great job and get to the finished project or the finished idea that you have in your head? Do they require additional details or support or training so that they can be successful? Now, this one is going to be different for everyone. The answer of what they need to be successful is different. And my advice here is to ask them. Check in with them. Check in with them on a quarterly basis. Check in with them after they've worked with you for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And specifically, clearly ask, what do they need to be successful? Is there anything missing? Are they feeling supported? Let them tell you what they need. Number 13, show appreciation. People need to know they feel appreciated so that they continue to want to work and show up and do their best. When they go above and beyond, let them know that you are incredibly grateful. Let them know that you see them. There is a great book recommendation. It's called The 5 Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace: Empowering Organizations by Encouraging People. This is by the same author that wrote The 5 Love Languages, and that book is amazing for personal relationships. I learned so much from that book. It's a simple concept, one that I had never really thought about, but I will tell you, absolutely, to this day, 20 years later, being with my husband, helps facilitate conversations and understanding each other at a deeper level, The 5 Love Languages. And so when I found out they had a book about using those same strategies in the workplace, I was over the moon. So I highly recommend you check this out, The 5 Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace. Number 14, get to know your team members personally. Now, I shared this a little bit before as a teaser. We are small businesses. Our teams are very intimate and we spend a lot of time together. Get curious. Ask questions. Before they were ever a team member, they are moms, dads, wives, husbands, sisters, brothers, daughters, sons. They have their own dreams and hobbies, and they certainly have their own challenges because they're human. They have passions, dreams, and hobbies beyond the scope of work that they do for your business. The more you know about them, the better you'll be able to work alongside and lead them because you understand them on a personal level. You know where they're coming from and what drives them. And number 15, enjoy your team. Truly enjoy your team. Make opportunities to connect and laugh and certainly have some fun. This is the place that they've chosen to invest a lot of hours of their life. And this is a business that you care about a lot and you invest a lot of your life into it. And so enjoy your team. Okay, so let's recap the 15 actions to lead your team effectively. Coming in, number 1, and oh so important, is make the time. You will never just have the time. Make the time. Number 2, communicate clearly, directly, and consistently. Number 3, delegate tasks and projects. Number 4, be decisive. Number 5, follow through and follow up. Number 6, empower. Number 7, highlight their strengths and talents. Number 8, build trust both ways. Number 9, provide feedback, corrective criticism. Number 10, establish and clearly communicate your boundaries. Number 11, coach them through their problems, don't solve them. Number 12, give them what they need to be successful. Number 13, show appreciation. Number 14, get to know your team personally. And coming in at number 15, enjoy your team. What I shared with you takes time, energy, and attention, but it is absolutely worth it because you have to invest in others in order for them to want to invest in your business, work hard, and show up their best to get the results that you seek. I have loved having you listen to this episode of Productivity Straight Talk, and I sure hope you found today's content and episode to be valuable. But I need to be straight with you. No change, no change. Without taking action, nothing will change for you or your business. So what I suggest is that if you were listening to today's 15 actions, what was one action that stood out to you that you thought, if I focused on that, if I committed to improving on that, I can make a change in how I show up in my leadership. And maybe it's possible that you thought there was a lot of opportunity for improvement. That was not the reason for today's episode. The reason for today's episode was to give you options for the opportunity to select one or two of these areas that you are going to focus on until it becomes natural to you. So my suggestion is not to freeze, not to get overwhelmed. Certainly turn off the loop in your head if it is telling you there was so much need for improvement, and decide what number, 1 through 15, what action are you willing to commit to executing consistently in your business to show up as an effective leader. And that's it. And then guess what? This episode will be back here for you, and you can re-listen to the episode, or you can take notes and come back to the list. But what really will change is not just listening to today's list of 15, but simply taking one that you are going to focus on and take action on. If you want help taking action, if you want help and support and training and coaching to become the leader you were meant to be, to lead your team, to grow your business, then I invite you to check out my Leverage Lab program. Inside my business coaching and training program, Leverage Lab, we dive into helpful strategies to execute on these actions, on what it takes to lead your team effectively. In fact, I have an entire masterclass, and it's called Dream Team. And I equip you with the strategies to build your team of talented people and lead them effectively to help you achieve your goals. You can access that masterclass and numerous others taught by myself and other guest experts within Leverage Lab. And so I invite you to go check it out. And you can do that by heading on over to amberdelagarza.com/Leverage Lab. So that's my straight talk for today. Until next time, have a productive week.